So as a lifelong horror fan, I've seen my fair share of things. But man, this movie, what the fuck?
From the crypt, from the crypt.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt. I'm Derek, and today I am talking about a film that my friends Kylie and Eric recommended to me when I ran into them at our local trunk or treat. They said, "Oh, watch this, and send us a picture of your face when you're watching it." So instantly I knew I was in for something. The film in question is Match, and this was directed by Danishka Esterhazy, and this is a Tubi original. So I am going to talk some spoilers. Watch at your own peril, I suppose. Super quick plot synopsis. A girl uses dating apps, and surprise, she finds someone that's crazy. Who's in Match? Well, we have Humberly Gonzalez as Paola, or Paula. I'm not 100% on how to pronounce that. So I'm going to mispronounce all kinds of stuff on this, because some of the names, I apologize. Cheyenne Jimenez as Maria, and Diane Simpson as Lucille. The last one was pretty straightforward. What's good about Match? First and foremost, the relationship between our sisters. I liked both of the sisters. I will say that I liked the older sister more, character-wise, because she was just smarter. Like right out of the gate. She's like, "Oh, I found this guy on this dating app. We are perfect." And she's just like, "He's a serial killer." Who turns out to be right? Older sister. But their relationship, the chemistry that they had, they worked really well together. And then their story with their blind father, who was going in and having, I believe he was having a stent put in his heart. Their family, just as a whole, I liked that dynamic in this movie. Okay, moving on to another family in the movie, the mother, Henry's mom. She was absolutely batshit crazy, and she nailed it. She did more than nail it, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. In my notes, I have written down toenail rat trap. You might be asking yourself, what in the hell? Exactly. Because she gets a toe caught in a rat trap. And then while she's taking it off, toenail goes with it. So that'll make you squirm. That's gross. Moving on. One thing that was really good about this movie is I did have the expectation that our killer was going to just be a nice looking dude, handsome dude, if you will. And he, no, it was not. So it kind of swerved that expectation that I had. And then Henry killed a character named Ryan in the film. And basically, he takes a 2x4 or like a board with nails in it and literally just boom, whacks him in the face. You see the teeth fall out. And it was very, very well done because while there were a lot of bodies in the film, Henry didn't really get like a whole lot of kills in the movie. So that one did shine, however. Right now, I would normally transition into my what's bad about Match, but I had to alter it for this one. So I'm sure Kylie and Eric are both going to love this. This is hopefully an only time I have to do this, but the what's bad or just what the fuck? Because, yeah, there are some moments where I swear I've seen it all in a horror movie and something happens. I'm like, Jesus, I did not need to see that. It's not one of those things that I was like, I didn't know I needed that in my life, and I'm glad it is now. No, I knew I didn't want that ever in my life, and now it is. So, like I said, it's a combination of what's bad and what the fuck. So the story, while it did swerve my expectations, like I said, it really wasn't anything original. It just, girls on a dating app finds a fucking crazy person, and then shit just goes off the rails when she should have listened to her older sister to begin with. And while I mentioned it, fucking dating apps. Like, I'm so glad that I never had to use one, and I never will either. Like, it's just, it's like, I don't want to say a mixed bag of shit. It's just like a full bag of just rank ass shit. Pass. We, of course, have a scene in the movie where main girl downs Henry, and downs him good, because she, like, pukes, which it looks like somebody just gave her some, like, some fruit cocktail or something, and she's on the floor. He slips, bashes his head, and then, like, is he dead? No. He could have easily been dispatched of right then and there. So, I'm not like, this is bull. Every movie does that. Every horror movie does that. When you should go for a double tap, or just cut their fucking head off and be 100% sure. So, every single time I see that in a movie, I am going to call it out. This isn't just like only this movie has done this. This is like an every horror movie thing. So, it's still just frustrating every single time. You're like, finish him. Just that Shao Kahn voice goes off in my head. Finish him. They never do. And then it always comes back to bite them in the ass later on. Okay. After the toenail came off, she's bleeding. She's got to rinse it off, of course, you know. That I'm not arguing with. The second you turn that faucet on and you're seeing an orangish yellow water coming out of it, you do not put your toe in that water. Ugh. No. Hard no. Word for words. In my note. What in the actual fuck? The she in this scenario is Henry's mom. And the he in the scenario is Henry. Main girl was hiding under a cabinet in the bathroom after, she rinsed her nasty ass toe off in the nasty ass water. And then, like, fell asleep in there or something. And then, oh God, I gotta hide. She hides down there. And then Henry and her mom come in because Henry has a wound. Did you perform? I was like, oh dear God, what? She's like, let me show you. May as well have hawked a frickin' lug in her hand, and I was like, oh dear God, what is happening now? Yep, it happens. It happens. I mean, we're not seeing it or anything, but we're seeing enough that you can't help but just be like, holy shit, what? Ugh. Like, and Henry's all deformed, like, fucking got I'm not gonna say like Quasimodo, but he's got a fucking growth like yay big, okay? And he's a big dude, and he's strong. I was like, no, please, no, God, no, cut away. It's the only time in a horror movie, I swear, I've just cut away. I get where you're going. Nope, you're gonna show me. God damn it. God damn it. And then later, he is getting ready to try and perform. And I'll read my notes. And then actually I ran into Eric today at the gas station. But I said, Jesus, dude has a deformed hog. And I'm talking baby's arm clutching an apple, except maybe bigger. And when I was talking to Eric about it, he's like, yeah, dude had an elephant dick. And I was like, yeah, that's 100% spot on. Oh man, God. Moving on. So the mom is trying to lure these girls in so Henry can, and she can get a grandchild out of the whole ordeal. And so while main girl is kind of MIA on their radar, she's luring in the next girl. And it's catfishing going on both sides because the girl is not who she's claiming to be, and obviously the mom is pretending to be Henry. And then there's, you know, some DJ diddles going on. Not the mom, the other one. The other girl in a bathroom. Just at work, you know. I guess good for her, but I was just like, what the fuck? Moving on to more, like, what I didn't like. So, towards the end, it was shaping up that I was like, oh man, a lot of people are going to make it out of here alive. I was hoping for 3 survivors tops, because at one point we got 5 running around. And then they kind of start dropping off like flies. I was beyond bummed that the older sister died, because she was the smarter one in this whole entire scenario. She essentially saves her younger sister, and then she ends up getting her throat slit. I was really bummed about that. And Eli was Henry's brother. They used him as Henry or whatever. They cut his feet off so he couldn't go anywhere. Just nubbin, you know. You're kind of hoping he survives too, but then he didn't make it. But I'm more bummed out about Maria not making it, the older sister. So, rewatch by review. Would I rewatch this? Nah, I'm good. Would I buy it? Nah, I'm good. What score would I give it? I am going to give this movie a 6. I have a hard time saying it's worth a watch, but if you really want to gross yourself out, then it definitely is. But we do have solid character performances, some really messed up stuff. But the story just isn't, even though it swerved my expectations, it didn't do enough to differentiate itself. And I think that's its biggest crime. Don't ask me what I think they could have done differently. I don't know. The story pretty much is something we've seen 100 times with a little swerve in it. And some incest going on. So, take it for what it is. But that will do it for Match, guys. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below. Do you recommend this to your friends just so you can gross them out like 2 of mine did? If so, I want to hear about it. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed yourself today, and consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. And until next time, you guys have a good one.
From the crypt